Picture this. You're standing in an elevator, someone smiles and asks that dreaded question. So, how was your weekend? Your mind instantly goes blank. You know you had a weekend. You definitely lived through Saturday and Sunday, but suddenly your brain feels like a computer that just crashed. You stammer out the most generic response possible. It was good, while internally screaming because you can't remember a single thing you actually did.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Easy English Conversations. We're here to help you master those everyday conversations that somehow feel the hardest. Before we jump in, I want you to think about something. How many times have you had an amazing weekend full of interesting moments, but when Monday rolled around and your coworker asked about it, you just said, fine, and changed the subject? Here's what usually happens. Someone asks about your weekend, your brain panics, you smile awkwardly, nod 3 times, and say, good, while internally thinking, wait, what did I even do? You start scrolling through your memory like you're checking your phone's photo gallery. Saturday, Sunday, hello? Where are you hiding?
Then the panic sets in because you don't want to sound boring, but you also don't want to sound like you're writing your autobiography to a stranger. So you choose the safest, most conversation-ending word in the English language, fine. That magical word that says absolutely nothing while simultaneously killing any chance of an actual conversation. But here's the really frustrating part. Later, that same day, probably while you're in the shower shampooing your hair, you suddenly become a weekend storytelling genius. All those memories come flooding back, and you're thinking, actually, my weekend was quietly meaningful with some unexpectedly touching moments. And your shampoo bottle is like, wow, what a fascinating narrative structure.
If this scenario describes your life perfectly, stick around, because this entire video is designed specifically for you. Today, I'm going to share something different. Instead of giving you boring grammar rules or vocabulary lists, we're going to explore weekend conversation through 2 completely different personality types. Think of it as getting inside the minds of 2 friends, one who loves staying cozy at home and another who's always ready for spontaneous adventures. Weekend small talk isn't just about English, it's about human connection. It's what people ask at work, at school, even during those awkward elevator moments. More importantly, it's how you share pieces of your personality. Are you someone who finds joy in quiet moments? Do you thrive on social energy? Are you organized, or do you live life spontaneously? Don't worry if you're still building your English confidence. We're keeping everything at an intermediate level, but I'll explain any tricky phrases as we go. If some parts feel fast, that's completely normal. Your brain is incredibly smart and will pick up meaning from context, even if you don't catch every single word.
Here's a little confession that might make you feel better. Sometimes before Monday morning, I genuinely wonder if my weekend was interesting enough to talk about. I actually stress about whether I'm auditioning for most fascinating weekend of the year. So if you feel nervous about what to say, you're in excellent company. I want this to feel like you're listening to 2 friends chat. One friend who loves blankets and quiet evenings, and another friend who makes plans that change 5 times before lunch. While you listen, you'll hear natural, real-life English. Don't worry about understanding every word. Your brain is already connecting meanings through the stories. Let me paint you 2 weekend pictures, and I want you to notice which one feels more like your natural style.
Picture 1. Friday evening hits, and instead of making elaborate plans, you feel excited about having nowhere to be. Saturday morning arrives slowly. No alarm clock, just natural sunlight filtering through your curtains. You make breakfast at your own pace, maybe put on some soft music, and feel completely content in your own space. Your afternoon might involve practical things, laundry, grocery shopping, organizing your space, but it doesn't feel stressful because you're moving at your own rhythm. By evening, you've created the perfect cozy atmosphere. Maybe friends come over for a movie night, complete with blankets on the floor, homemade popcorn, and the kind of comfortable silence where everyone feels totally relaxed.
Sunday feels gentle and restorative. You wake up naturally, maybe help clean up from the night before, then spend the rest of the day preparing for the week ahead. Meal prep, ironing clothes, organizing your schedule, not because you have to, but because it makes Monday feel manageable. By Sunday night, you feel ready and peaceful. Now, picture 2. Friday night, you're making loose plans, but nothing concrete. Saturday morning, you head out for what you think will be a quick coffee run, but then you bump into a friend who mentions another friend, and suddenly you're in what I like to call a real-life group chat. Everyone talking at once, everyone suggesting different ideas, nobody checking their energy levels or their wallets.
Someone's persuasive cousin shows up, takes one look at the perfect weather, and casually suggests a road trip to some small town near the hills. Not, do you want to completely change your entire day, but the weather's nice, let's hit the road. Like they're asking if you want sugar in your coffee. And somehow, without any real planning, you find yourself saying, sure, why not? 10 minutes later, you're in a car with the windows down, music turned up, heading toward adventure with zero responsibilities weighing on your mind.
The day unfolds naturally. Maybe you get slightly lost. Maybe you end up at a random farm with cows looking at you judgmentally. Maybe you find a perfect spot to sit and share old memories while nostalgic music plays in the background. These are the moments where you think, wow, we really did grow up. Big feelings happening in small, unexpected places. But the adventure doesn't end there. Saturday night brings another spontaneous invitation. More music, more people, more conversations happening simultaneously. By the time you finally get home, you're completely wiped. That special kind of tired where your brain feels like a phone battery blinking at 1%.
Someday becomes recovery day, where you attempt to channel some of that cozy, organized energy, maybe doing a few responsible adult tasks, while your body reminds you that yesterday included both a road trip and a late night out.
Now, here's the interesting part. Both of these weekend styles are completely valid. Both can lead to great stories and genuine satisfaction. The key isn't choosing the right way to spend your weekend, it's learning how to talk about whatever way feels authentic to you.
Let's explore how both personality types might handle that Monday morning, how was your weekend question, and more importantly, how you can adapt their approaches to your own experiences. The organized, home-loving approach might sound like, my weekend was pretty low-key, but really good. I got all my errands done on Saturday afternoon, then had some friends over for a movie night. Sunday was quiet, just caught up on things around the house. I feel ready for the week. Notice what's happening here. They're sharing specific details without over-explaining, mentioning both social time and personal time, and ending on a positive, forward-looking note. The phrase low-key perfectly captures a calm, relaxed vibe without making it sound boring.
The spontaneous, adventure-loving approach might sound like, my weekend was pretty crazy actually. Started with coffee and ended up on a road trip with friends. We got a little lost but found this amazing spot in the hills. Saturday night turned into another unexpected adventure. I'm definitely wiped today, but it was totally worth it. Here, they're emphasizing the unexpected nature of their weekend, sharing the excitement without giving a minute-by-minute breakdown, and acknowledging both the fun and the exhaustion. The phrase totally worth it shows they're happy with their choices, even if they're tired. But what if your weekend was somewhere in between? What if you had quiet moments and social moments? What if something unexpected happened during your otherwise planned weekend? This is where the magic phrase, make the most of it, becomes incredibly useful. This expression means you used your time well, even if the situation wasn't perfect. Maybe it rained during your planned outdoor activity, but you made the most of it by having great conversations indoors. Maybe you intended to be productive, but ended up having an impromptu adventure instead, and you made the most of that opportunity.
Here's something crucial to understand. When English speakers ask about your weekend, they're not looking for a detailed itinerary. They want to connect with you as a human being. They're curious about your personality, your interests, your energy.
Sometimes the best weekend stories come from the unexpected moments, like when you try to take out the trash and accidentally lock yourself out of your apartment, then spend the afternoon having an unplanned conversation with your neighbor while waiting for someone with a spare key. These moments that initially feel like disasters often become the stories that make people smile and say, oh, I've done something similar.
The phrase catch up on is incredibly useful for weekend conversations. You can catch up on sleep, catch up on chores, catch up on phone calls with family, catch up on that show everyone's been talking about. It implies you were behind on something and used your weekend to get current, which is something almost everyone can relate to.
When describing social activities, pay attention to the difference between going out and hanging out. Going out suggests leaving your space for planned activities, restaurants, movies, events. Hanging out feels more casual and can happen anywhere. Someone's apartment, a coffee shop, even just walking around the neighborhood without a specific destination.
If your weekend included running errands, don't feel like that's not worth mentioning. Most adults can relate to spending part of their weekend on practical tasks. You can say, I ran some errands, without listing every single store you visited. The phrase suggests you were being responsible and organized, which is actually quite admirable.
Here's a storytelling tip that works in any language. Focus on how you felt rather than just what you did. Instead of I watched a movie, try I had a really relaxing movie night. Instead of I went to the store, try I finally caught up on all my errands and felt so organized afterward.
The word wiped is perfect for describing that good kind of tired, when you've used your energy doing things you enjoyed, even if you're tired after.